Welcome to Rules I Refuse to Follow, a weekly bite-sized segment where I unpack the unspoken rules women are expected to follow in business, relationships, and daily life, and lovingly burn them to the motherfucking ground. This is The Untamed Divine, the podcast helping 6- and 7-figure female leaders understand how chasing success is causing anxiety and self-doubt, and how awakening your divine feminine energy will reignite flow, abundance, and ease. I'm your host, Hannah O'Donovan, and this week's rule: feminine is soft. No fucking way. The divine feminine is not soft. This rule is extremely appropriate considering the recent rebrand of this podcast from Too Much Not Enough to The Untamed Divine, because it's all about accessing our untamed divine feminine so that we can build our lives, our loves, and our success around something that feels really fucking good. So it's like I planned it to come right in time for the rebrand. The divine feminine isn't just soft, nurturing, and graceful. She's also fierce, wild, untamed, and unapologetically powerful. Limiting the untamed divine feminine to softness is a form of patriarchal conditioning that keeps women small, palatable, and disconnected from their full truth. It's what keeps us controllable. And that's how they want us, in case you have not noticed that yet. So shifting your thinking on this one is extremely important. Now, softness is part of the feminine, but it's only one shade. The feminine cannot be reduced to one singular thing. In fact, the complexity of the feminine is what makes it so magic. The fact that the feminine is also about fire, destruction, raw emotions, sacred rage, wild grief, and primal knowing is so important, because limiting her to softness is erasure. It's how we disappear. Not on my watch. Rage is not the opposite of femininity. It's actually, in my opinion, the most sacred part, because divine rage is a force that says, no more. I will not stand for this anymore. It's the destroyer of self-abandonment. And in turn, that becomes the destroyer of silence and injustice. It clears space for rebirth and for ensuring that all humans have access to the nurture and safety that they deserve. And another thing that I want to talk about here is the messiness of the divine feminine, because it really links to this idea that the divine feminine is so much more than softness. Messiness is, in fact, an extremely important part of it, because if you're being honest, then you're likely being messy. The divine feminine is cyclical. It's not linear. It's about bleeding, breaking, rebuilding. The power is in being real. It is absolutely not in being perfect. Real strength does not require you to be masculine. Real strength looks like emotional range, intuitive leadership, boundaries, resilience, and softness with a spine. Because here's the issue. Some of the characteristics that get conflated with softness are ease and quiet. And while ease is an important part of the feminine, that doesn't mean passivity or submission. Ease is about getting so deeply in touch with your inner knowing that you can share your truth with ease and clarity. It isn't about being easy, passive, submissive, or quiet. It's about finding an ease within yourself so that you can confidently speak your truth, so that you can feel fully and you can stop performing a sense of calm for the comfort of others. Women are not meant to be digestible. And when the narrative of feminine equals softness is brought out, it is to try and make us digestible. Your bigness, your emotion, your boldness, they are not too much. They are sacred signals that your power is intact. I'm going to say that again because I think it's so important. Your bigness, your emotion, your boldness, they are not too much. They are sacred signals that your power is intact. So when we try to be digestible, when we look at the feminine as only soft or submissive, that is where we lose our power. So I encourage you to reclaim the full spectrum of what it means to be a woman expressing freely her divine feminine. Because you can be both nurturing and disruptive. You can be soft and stormy. You can be loving. You can be nourishing your community, and you can be loud about your truth. That is what it means to be whole. And I think we are missing examples of what it means to be whole in our greater society. So that is this week's rule that I am giving the big old fuck you to. Join me again next week to see what kind of truth I'll be burning down next.